Before we get into the video, I just want to announce that I'm now affiliated with Glitch Energy. So if you head over to their website and use the coupon code Ascended, you can get yourself a nice discount on some Glitch Energy. So if you want to go do that, feel free. It'll help me out, saves you some money. And without any further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to TCG Central. I want to go ahead and say sorry for the no webcam in this one. I am currently very sick and I look horrible, so we're not even gonna get into that. I don't want y'all staring at me for that long with me looking like this. But in this video, I'm going to be covering a list that got 116th place out of 2,400 people at San Antonio Regionals. This is a Conkeldurr that was piloted by Cody McDaniel. He took a deck that I really like. Conkeldurr has been a deck that I've really enjoyed since it's come out. And he took it really far in that tournament, so super major props to him. And figured why not, we'll go ahead and cover this super fun deck in this video. Alright, apologies for that weird cut. I started coughing and sneezing. So this actually kind of works out because, in a way, I'm poisoned at the moment. But Conkeldurr is a 180 HP Stage 2 Pokemon. Now, Tantrum is actually a somewhat okay attack. It just confuses you, though. But we're not running energy in this deck. It does 80 and you're confused. If it was something a little different, it might be a little better. But really what we're going to be taking a look at in this one is going to be Gutsy Swing. And this attack reads, if this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, ignore all energy in this attack's cost. So that basically means as long as Conkeldurr is affected by a special condition, you just attack for free. And that is going to be where our good friend Brute Bonnet comes into play with the ability Toxic Powder. If it has an ancient energy booster capsule attached to it, you could make both active Pokemon poisoned. So that will literally set up Conkeldurr to attack for free. Also on top of that, you're going to be dishing out some additional damage with poison. And we have some stuff in here to ramp it up a little bit, like our Hisuian Sneasler and our Binding Mochi. Now, with it being a Stage 2 deck, we need to try to get these basic Pokemon out as soon as possible. So that is why they have opted for a copy of Precious Trolley, which is probably the best one overall for this deck. We also have 3 copies of Nest Ball, 4 copies of Ultra Ball just to start out those Pokemon. And then Arven is going to be coming in clutch, grabbing our Pokemon Tool cards and our item cards, because with there being no energy retreat, we can go ahead and grab those switches right straight out of the deck. And then we have Town Store to grab our Forest Seal, our Energy Capsule, and our Binding Mochi, which is awesome. And then 1 copy of Gravity Mountain. While yes, this is going to decrease your Conkeldurr's HP, let's face it, 180 HP ain't what it used to be. So it's more or less to make Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field have less HP, so that way they're within that one-shot range of poison. And you guys will see in the first gameplay, Petrant is going to come into play here with the Toxic Subjugation, which is just as long as your Petrant is in an active spot, they're going to put 5 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon Checkup. Again, not attacking with anything in this deck. These are all pretty much, it's like you attack with Conkeldurr, and the rest are more or less just support Pokemon. Of course, we have Manaphy to protect our bench. Pidgeot EX is in here for the quick search. Just being able to grab anything out of here is amazing. Pheasantipity for flip to script. Luminion's going to grab ourselves a supporter, be a Forest Seal Stone target. And Rotom B for instant charge, draw 3. And then, of course, again, Forest Seal Stone target as well. Excuse me. And then another damage modifier in here is going to be Grant. A couple Night Stretcher to get some stuff back. And then a MVP in the game you will see today is Thornton, which you just choose a basic Pokemon in your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. And it pretty much, just like if your Pokemon was on the field last turn, this brand new one has technically been on the field for that same amount of time. It's the same Pokemon, theoretically, it's just you're switching them out. And this card comes in freaking clutch in today's video. So here is the list. Again, props to Cody McDaniel for taking this list and just running with it and doing very well. Out of 2,400 players, getting 116th place, that's very impressive in my book. So yeah. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and hop into the game, guys. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you there. Alright, so here we are in game number 1. My opponent is going to mulligan, and we see a Precious Trolley to start off our opening hand with. That is always very nice to see. We do have Arven, so we could have searched it out anyway, coming back around at some point, but it's always nice to just open with it. And I see an Abra and a Pidgey. So I wasn't 100% sure what I was facing off against. I think it was Dragapult because I saw the Crispin and the Sparking Crystal. That is just my guess. So I'm going to immediately open with a Precious Trolley here. Um, and I just kind of opt to say, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and just get the early knockout with our Brute Bonnet and just kind of leave my opponent with just that Pidgey because I don't want this Abra doing any shenanigans. And I gotta say, like, I have been trying to play Pokemon a lot more recently, and I feel like I'm somewhat kind of getting back into the groove of things. I will still mess up. That is just kind of how I've always been as a player. Um, I'm human. Okay, that's the excuse I've been riding with for all these years. But yeah, I just been trying to play a little more, so I'm kind of getting back into the groove of things, and I feel like I'm starting to kind of like relearn kind of the format right now as we, of course, get closer and closer to rotation. But once I saw this Conkeldurr deck a while back, a little after they kind of posted all the lists for regionals, I was like, yeah, I got to cover this. And I figured, you know what, I'm sick. I'm just trying to sit up right now, so let's just go ahead and cover it while we sit up before I get tired and go lay back down. I don't know what I have sickness-wise. I can just tell you right now that I feel absolutely atrocious. So my opponent is going to promote my Brute Bonnet. Thankfully, though, we do have 3 copies of Switch into the deck. We also have an Arven in hand, so we're just going to go ahead and grab our Switch out. And usually when I do this, I will just try to thin the deck out if possible, if I don't need any tools. Most of the time, you will need your Biting Mochi, or you can just throw it on something, but I just kind of opt to play the Petron here. I could have went for the Pidgeot, but my opponent just concedes beforehand. But this is the game that I was talking about where my Thornton came in clutch today. And after playing some games with this deck, this is actually a really, really consistent list. This is the game that I felt like I kind of got a little unlucky as far as my setup goes. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, overall, this I thought was a fantastic game. And Conkeldurr hitting for 250 damage is so good. I don't know. Like 250 for free is just such a wonderful feeling. So right here, I get a Pidgey down, and I'm going to go ahead and Nest Ball for the Timber. Unfortunately, that is about as good as it gets. I do have a Rare Candy Pidgeot in my hand. However, that Manaphy is just kind of stuck in the active spot. And I am facing against Miraidon, so really, Manaphy is probably not going to come in to play all that much. So really, it's just kind of there. Apologies, my dog wanted to sit up here with me. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure to wash your hands, sanitize them, whatever, and be careful because the crap is going around. Hopefully it isn't running rampant where you are. But I feel like I've heard about a lot of people around me getting sick lately, so I knew it was only a matter of time before I caught something. But yeah. So my opponent is playing Miraidon, and they're doing the whole gist of things. They're getting everything down. My dog just paused my video. Thank you for that, Sylvie. There we go. Okay, so oh gosh. So anyway, I don't know why, but she likes to sniff my keyboard. She started hitting stuff. But yeah, hopefully it's not running rampant where you guys are, because it's definitely going around here. Everything is like above threshold in my area, so you know, sickness is fun. And it looks like this Raikou is going to absolutely just destroy my Manaphy. As again, we see my opponent just kind of setting up absolutely everything with this Miraidon deck. And the only thing I can really come back and do here is promote that Timber and Iono. So that's definitely going to have to be the play, which I know they have Magneton, but I'm also giving them like a fresh hand of 5, so that's not the best feeling in the world. So we're going to go ahead and play that Pidgeot EX down. And I'm going to go ahead and Iono. Maybe I can draw into something and retaliate here with a Conkeldurr, which I'm able to. I draw a Brute Bonnet, a Sneasler. I'm not going to play that Rotom down yet. I just don't want to walk into that. Which I probably could have, but I just decided against it. But I do get a Rare Candy, which is clutch. However, the main issue here going into next turn is that I am going to be without a Timber to follow back on fall back. Excuse me, follow back, fall back on for my turn. So that kind of sucks. But I will be able to take out this Raikou and get myself a couple prizes. Hitting it for 500 damage. Every attack that I do in this matchup, unless I attack like one of the support Pokemon like Squawk, Latios, or Pheasantipede, is going to be like 500 damage. So there we go. I do get a Forest Seal and a Nest Ball off of that, so that makes me feel somewhat better. And I went ahead and played down that Sneasler, even though it wouldn't matter, just to maybe open up a Thornton play. That was kind of like going through my mind coming back into my turn, is that like I need to try to set up a Thornton. That's the only thing I'm going to be able to do that's going to actually like allow me to somewhat fight back. Because right now I'm not in a good spot. It's looking like I'm going to have to send up something, pass, and hope for the best. Just my opponent is absolutely going off here. As we see the secret box, going to grab some more stuff. I don't know. I think at this point he played like a generator or two, but I know he still have some left, as we see a Forest Still, Arven, and a generator. So we are definitely going to be seeing some more generator action from my opponent as a Night Stretcher for that Raikou that I just took out. And of course with the Pikachu EX, they have access to a gigantic bench, just because you can't really boss it up and necessarily knock it out. I could in this matchup if I really wanted to, just because of the poison damage, but most of the time you're not going to really be able to do that. So we see the Forest Seal Stone going down onto the Raikou along with an Electric Energy, and then we see the Arven. So even more searching, which the Miraidon deck is able to take advantage of so much, it's not even funny. You got your V-Star ability. The Forest Seal engine is just fantastic. You got your Magneton. You got electric generators, Area 0 Underdepths. So, you know, it doesn't really hurt to play down Pheasantipede and Latios in your deck because you have that Area 0. So they got a lot going for them right now. As we see the Raikou V coming back onto the field with 2 additional energies. So my Conkeldurr 1000% is going down this turn, which sucks. But what can you do, right? As my opponent is using that Forest Seal, so we're going to be seeing what they're going to grab here. So in my hand currently I have Forest Seal, I have Rotom V, an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and a Nest Ball. So I'm kind of like, as they're sitting there taking their 6-year turn doing all kinds of stuff, I'm kind of planning out how I want to basically go about my turn. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to like Nest Ball for Pheasantipede and hope I hit one of the pieces for the only play that I really have that's going to be able to kind of get me back in the game. But at the same time, I'm going to be relying on Lady Luck for just a little bit of it. But yeah, my opponent, his field is absolutely just blinged out. He's got a lot going on over there. I didn't even know what that was right next to the Pheasantipede. I had to like look at it again. I was like, okay, that's Iron Hands. But we do see a Bravery Charm coming down onto Raichu V, just probably getting that out of his hand. And there is the Fleet-Footed, because my opponent doesn't need more cards or anything, right? Apologies. I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible. I just feel like doo-doo. Alright, so there we go. There is the Lightning Rondo taking out my poor Conkeldurr. And here is where I just kind of need to have a little luck on my side. So I'm going to promote that Pidgeot since it does have free retreat. Draw into a counter catcher, even though I don't really think it's going to matter this game. So I'm going to go ahead and Nest Ball. And now I got to hope that my Flip the Script can get me some pieces here, because if not, this game's pretty much over. But I do end up drawing the Conkeldurr, and I end up drawing another Timber. So that is absolutely perfect. So now here I'm just kind of thinking about, like, how do I want to go about this? Do I want to try to Forest Seal first? Like, how, you know, how should my sequencing be? So I'm taking a minute. So yeah, I'm checking around, just making sure all the pieces are in place. And here we go. It is time to go for the Thornton play. So there is Thornton. Checking. I do still have rare candies in here, so that's perfect. So there we go. We're going to Thornton out this Sneasler to get ourselves a nice, beautiful Timber back onto the field. And then we're going to use our Forest Seal, our Star Alchemy, to grab ourselves a rare candy. I could have probably grabbed Arven, but you know, it's whatever. Oh, you know, there was Arven. Oh, no, I couldn't because I played Thornton. Look at me messing up. But anyway, just grabbing the rare candy. So now I'm feeling a lot better about my situation. I have the Conkeldurr back on there. I have a backup Timber. I have an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule in case they do promote my Brute Bonnet and knock it out. Pheasantipity is there, so we're sitting okay at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and hit with the Gutsy Swing for 500 damage again, taking out that Raikou V, going down to 2 prize cards. And now it's kind of on my opponent to follow up with something. I get the Binding Mochi in Timber. 2 cards I don't necessarily really need, but I do get them anyway. I had a Goldingo game that I got earlier. I made a massive stupid play, and I still somehow won. So there you go. Like, it gives you an idea that even if you mess up with this deck, it is still a little forgiving because of course you are only giving up 1 prize. And Conkeldurr might be a little fragile with the 180 HP, but it more than makes up with it with the fact that it does like 250 plus with the poison damage. But we are going to see Magneton's ability kicking in here. So now I will be going down to 1 prize card as they get some additional energy on the field. And I'm thinking here they're probably just going to try to attack with this Miraidon, because attacking with Raichu doesn't make a whole lot of sense in this situation right now, unless he's able to get energy on it and promote it. Even then, like, I don't know. Like, basically how I'm looking at it is they have to somehow mess with my hand to get me to probably lose. So that was kind of it there. At this point, I kind of felt like, all right, I have game. We're good. I have to lose my Brute Bonnet and get my hand disrupted to lose. So as we see the Arven coming down, and I think this is the point where my opponent started playing a little strange. Like, I think they counter catchered me, and then they did Iron Bundle. So I wasn't really sure if they were just banking on the fact that I would mess up or what they were hoping for. But at some point, like, I could tell that they were just trying to like become a clawing dog and get whatever they could get. But we do see a Nest Ball coming down for that Mew, and really they are just kind of stalling it out at this point. I have game in hand, like, regardless of how you want to look at it. I have more than enough pieces in my hand, even if this Conkeldurr goes down. I can Arven for the rare candy, Pidgeot for a Night Stretcher, or another Conkeldurr. So, I mean, we've definitely got what we need to finish this game. That, and I only see Pokemon EX on their field, and I don't think there's anything that can come down at this point that'll be a 1 prize attacker. So here we go. They are bringing up my Pidgeot, and I thought they were just going to try to knock it out, but even then that wouldn't have done anything. As we see the Iron Bundle come down, and they used the Hyper Blower, and here I was just like, well, I might as well just give them the Timber, because, you know, it's like whatever at this point. I don't really need the Timber at this point. And yeah, they pretty much just knock that out, and it comes back to me, and it's a GG after they draw some more cards. But yeah, we were able to take down the Miraidon deck with a pretty solid Thornton comeback play that got us back into the game and allowed us to pull ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and close the video out now. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will be back with some more videos for you guys soon. Let's take a look at my last 500 damage Gutsy Swing. But yeah, you all take care. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to tune into the video. And I think I get 1500 damage, which was kind of cool to see. Oh yeah. Alright guys, y'all take care.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.